Welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and remember to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon. So Giga Berlin finally delivered their first Model Ys. This is a great occasion. It's taken a long time to get this far and has been a bit of a struggle with the red tape, but we made it. The delays, however, have actually had very little effect on the overall progress of the company over time, as the one thing that hasn't been delayed is the building of the new battery factory in Germany. Why does that matter? Because at the end of the day, Tesla can make vehicles very fast on their production lines, much faster than they're leading on. It is the batteries that take a really, really long time to make. And for good reason too, because we need so many, probably about 1,000 times as many as there are now. Therefore, the rate of Tesla's growth is, and has always been, the rate at which they can acquire batteries. If no battery manufacturing was delayed, then the overall progress was not delayed either. We did, however, get a few words from Elon at the event, and whenever Elon talks, I always like to listen and try and interpret what it might mean for the company. I don't want to go over everything, just the important things for the company, but Elon did like to say how happy he was that these cars are coming out, along with the hope and excitement this factory brings to our future. I'm sure you've seen the video already. I will try and keep the clips short and just the ones that are most important, but so much was said, I don't feel like anyone is close to talking about it enough.
I'm sort of working on the master plan part 3, and it's huge. Yeah, it's going to be good. But a huge part of that is scaling to high volume. So in order for us to really affect the world in a positive way, because we get a lot of press, we get a lot of attention, but you say how many vehicles have we made as a percentage of total vehicles in the world? Because there's 2 billion vehicles in the world. Well, so far we've actually are well below 1%. We're not even 0.5%. So it's essential for us to really affect the future in a positive way. We have to make a lot of cars. That's the only way. So, and this was that's why we call it a Gigafactory. You know, it's very big. And we're starting off with the Model Y, but we're going to do a number of exciting additional vehicles here. And so I think this overall is just going to be a center of excellence for sustainable energy in general, and it's really going to help the world. So, I look forward to doing it with you. Once again, thanks for everything.
Elon has been talking a lot about the Master Plan Part 3 and has been talking about scaling to extreme size. This is what I mean when I'm saying we need a lot of batteries. Elon mentions about more vehicles coming out of Europe after the Model Y, something we assumed, but perhaps never officially mentioned. FYI, there is no way 500,000 Model Ys a year will be close to meeting the demand for Europe. Tesla need to build new fabs for more vehicles, but I suspect the current factory could hit a capacity of 1.5 million anyway, which is closer to meeting European demand, but I bet it probably barely even meet UK demand. These vehicles are just too popular. Everyone is wanting electric, and when these new Tesla factories are up, Tesla's market share will probably triple. In the meantime, all the others are stuck trying to figure out volume production or build excessively large battery factories. And these EV companies are doing all this at a loss, with no sign of a potential profit on the way, unless they raise their prices. Then Elon asks if anyone has any questions. I'll just bring up some of the important ones.
We definitely want to go to the world. The challenge we have right now, it's a high-class problem, but the orders we have are well in excess of our production. So sometimes people will say, why aren't you in all these other markets, and why don't you make all these other different versions of the product, like different cars, like where's the Tesla semi-truck and the Cybertruck and the Roadster and other things. But the challenge we have, it's a good challenge, is that our orders far exceed our production. So, which is, a high-class problem. But we need to have our production get to the point where it exceeds our current orders, and then it makes sense to expand to additional markets and to have additional products. Because if we add complexity, but we don't add volume and we don't add production volume, then we've not actually done anything more. Because the good is a function of how many vehicles we're able to make. So as we are able to ramp up production and satisfy demand in our existing markets, then we will expand to other markets, and we will also add additional products.
Our orders far exceed our production. This is what I've been saying. Tesla are overwhelmed with Model Y orders. They're doing everything they can to make as many Model Ys as possible to try and meet demand. The demand is absolutely insane, and if you've ever driven one, then you can understand why. Not only that, the demand is getting higher and higher, not just as more Teslas sell more Teslas, but now everyone just got a big shock at the gas pump and has started to research electric vehicles. The demand will continue to increase, especially when Tesla offers autonomous vehicles too. But why would Tesla start bringing out more models if they can't even get close to the supply of their current? The Model Y is so profitable and it's a relatively expensive vehicle. Tesla are doing everything they can to make as many of them as fast as they can, at as low a cost as they can, and too busy for more models. This is big enough. Not only that, there is a chance that by the time they get close to catching up with demand, that they crack robotaxis and instantly demand quadruples again or something crazy. After that, then Tesla will probably concentrate on the Model 3 ramping up to meet demand, a 4680 version probably to come too. And this answer wasn't even from someone asking about additional vehicles or Cybertrucks, they were just asking about different markets. Tesla hasn't even started adding the Model Y to a lot of markets still. It's only recently been added to the UK, for example, because Tesla can't keep up with just a few products in a few markets as it is. Sure, the markets are pretty big, but there is still a massive backlog for demand. Why spend extra resources and capital in starting in different markets when you haven't met your current market? What about first mover advantage? Well, Tesla is still the only first mover in my opinion anyway. They can afford to take their time entering other markets. Let the Chinese enter Australia first. Tesla don't care. As soon as the Model Y is for sale in Australia, it'll be sold out for months instantly. But Tesla have some really big factories now. Hopefully Texas can stay on top of demand in the US, and Berlin perhaps most of Europe. It's going to be interesting to see. And as I've said in the past, next year is when it's really going to unfold. The 4680 batteries will be ramped up, and these new factories will be getting closer to capacity. We're going to be blown away by the profit this company is going to show us.
Here will be, I think, probably a challenge with total battery production. And then certainly if you start going like 2-3 years out, it's all about total, how many gigawatt hours of battery are produced. That will be the limiting factor. And then going even further down into the supply chain, what is the rate at which battery materials are being mined and refined? And obviously we want to do that in an ethical and environmentally sensitive way. So that in the long grand scheme of things is how many terawatt hours of battery can be produced per year. Our rough calculation is that it's about 300 terawatt hours is needed to transition the world to a sustainable energy economy. There's a lot of batteries, basically.
How many gigawatt hours of battery are produced? That will be the limiting factor. You see, Elon said it himself. I know a lot of you already get it, but this reinforces it further. Tesla are battery constrained. They have so much demand, but can't make enough cars because of batteries. So one of the major things you need to do to judge the future success of Tesla is keep researching the batteries. Elon then extends this to how many terawatt hours can they produce per year? And then, wow, we get the answer. I do not believe we've ever heard this number before. The amount of batteries that is actually required to transition to renewable energy is 300 terawatt hours. Now, that's a very, very, very big number. Wow, I knew it would be a lot. I've been telling you, and I'm sure you're still struggling to get your heads around how many batteries that really is. How much iron would come out of the ground for that many batteries? As you should be, because that number is too big for the human brain to fathom or grasp. I told you though, we need a lot of batteries. I should probably do some financial projections just on how much profit might be in all those batteries. I hope some of you are starting to come around now and realize that Tesla is becoming a battery company. They can make or purchase as many batteries as possible, and each of them are earmarked for a product, whether it's a vehicle or energy storage. They are a money printing machine, except in the currency of kilowatt hours instead of dollars. Oh, and when they print, it deflates the economy rather than inflates it.
Nickel will be the one for long range, which is currently what we're using.
Elon is asked about graphene and ends up talking about the battery components themselves. He then says the current one is nickel and it's for long range, which is currently what we are using. I think that is safe to infer that the Model Y coming out of Texas with 4680 batteries is the long range. Elon then talks about how you have to use common materials or you can't scale, which is why I've been talking about LFP for so long, as there is so much iron, there isn't any other choice. But a lot has changed with Tesla and the way things are headed. It's not the same as we initially thought after Battery Day. Sure, the commodity prices affect things a little, but eventually they should find their way back to a more normal price, at least relatively. The other things I'm thinking might have made Tesla change direction is their demand for their cars. meaning they'll just double down on their current models more. On top of that, I think there have been some pretty big breakthroughs in FSD, encouraging Tesla to push the company more forwards in the direction of robotaxis. You can all tell me how many people would use Cybertrucks for however many applications. You can tell me how much the economy would benefit from semi-trucks. But it's all pale in comparison to robotaxis. If robotaxis look likely, then everything will take a backseat to robotaxis, implying Tesla will keep making more Ys and maybe 3s and more batteries. As for batteries, Tesla are buying more CATL LFP batteries, but it's still relatively small. It's not going to make the impact Elon is talking about. Why? Because they can't be scaled enough for Tesla's production. Tesla have to take LFP into their own hands because no one else is coming close.
Well, I guess the next target is really, to really scale production this year, and try to make as many cars as we can. We want to complete development of the Cybertruck and be ready for production next year. Hopefully have enough battery pack capability to start the Tesla semi truck, the heavy truck. Hopefully make complete engineering of the Roadster, the new Roadster. And then there's some future projects that are also pretty important. There's also stationary storage, new versions of the Tesla solar roof, Powerwall 3, there's a lot of things. So we have a very exciting product pipeline.
Elon mentions a Cybertruck update. It seems a little hopeful, but possible next year in production. That may or may not mean it needs a new purpose-built fab, along with a semi-truck update and Elon hoping to have enough batteries for that, and the new Roadster. Stationary storage, new version of the solar roof, Powerwall 3, and lots more things to come. Wow. We just got told a lot of the future product pipeline of Tesla. This was a lot of information about the future of the company, delivered in such an informal manner.
Well, best case scenario, I suppose 10. I think it's aggressive, but not impossible that we could do 20 million cars in 10 years. So, and that would be a good number because there's 2 billion cars and trucks in the world that are in active use. So 20 million would be then 1% of global the global fleet per year. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, guys. All of you.
Honestly, Elon was just open to taking any questions and being very candid. Someone else asked, in a best case scenario, how many more Gigafactories in the next 10 years? And Elon said 10 Gigafactories, which would be about 1 a year. Then we're told 20 million cars a year in 10 years, and everyone cheered, compared to Battery Day, when Elon and Drew were confident to achieve 20 million cars a year easily before 2030 in less than 8 years' time. But we never know how much sandbagging Elon does. 20 million actually isn't a great number by then. It won't have that much of an impact on the global fleet. It would take too long to replace. At best, highly unlikely, the competition may also make 20 million cars a year. Well, this would mean there are probably still another 20 million ICE cars adding to the fleet. These numbers do not add up. Tesla cannot transition the world like this. It would take 100 years at 20 million a year to replace the global fleet. Sure, robotaxis help somewhat, so I really hope Tesla are sandbagging. Their actions speak louder than their words, and they appear to be capable of hitting 5 million before 2025 in my opinion. However, 10 more Gigafactories at 2 million vehicles a factory would also be 20 million. Wow, there is so much being said here. Anyway, I'm sure most of you all saw the video, so I didn't want to go over all of it, just the clues we can take away from the future of the business. There was a bit said here. It does give us a better idea of the future of the company, but it still needs a lot of thinking about. Thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon.